demonstrator in southern Tasmania. Sorry it's been such a while since my last live video. The last week I always intended to come back live to you during the week after New Year's, but the week just got absolutely crazy, and with various things and commitments to family and friends and visitors from overseas, it just the week got away from me fundamentally, and before I knew it we were at the weekend. Oh, just checking my volume there, it seems okay. So back with you today. Probably was hoping yesterday, but as I say, we've got some friends from overseas with us, so trying to find some time to come live and not neglect them has been a bit tricky. So anyway, just as you jump on, welcome back. Let me know where you're watching from. If it's your first time, please mention it. If you've done anything exciting over the Christmas New Year, please let me know that as well. It's nice having these friends with us. It's been a bit like rediscovering our the place where we live, sort of showing them things that we often don't see on a regular basis. And I often say to Stephen, we should go to the market or go for a drive, and it doesn't sort of ever happen. So it's sort of nice to do that and see that through their eyes. So I suppose that's our most exciting thing. Plus I learned how to mix concrete, which was pretty cool. I'd never mixed concrete before. So I went to help out I went to check out my son and his father, my husband, pouring some concrete at his house, and they were struggling just with the two of them. So I said, can I help? Sort of half expecting them to say something like, yeah, make us a cup of coffee or grab us some lunch. And they said, no, you can mix concrete. And I said, I've never mixed concrete before in my life. And they basically, he showed me the proportions, showed me where to turn on the concrete machine, and after a few sort of slightly sloppy or too dry or too wet loads, I think I actually got it quite right. So I was a bit sore and sorry in the shoulders after a whole day of mixing and lifting buckets of concrete and powder and FCR and all the things that we needed, and water. But it was fun. It was nice to spend some time with the boys and actually contribute to their new slab, which is going to be a shed over at his house. A few people coming on now, which is great. I can see Susan. Thank you, Susan, for your card. It was lovely to receive it during the Christmas period. That arrived during where all my other Christmas cards arrived, so I sort of sat it and sort of opened it with the rest of them. But it was for my trip, which was lovely. I can tell how long it takes for something to come from the States to Australia. But thank you anyway. It was really made my day. And we've got a few others on. I can see Jenny. Who else can I see? And Evelyn, you're there as well. Yeah, lovely. Thanks for joining me, guys. I hope you had a great Christmas. Actually, I've spoken to most of you since Christmas, so anyway, lovely to see you. Okay, so a couple of things I wanted to show you out of my offers this for January. The big one, I suppose, is that January is my birthday month. So right at the end of January, I just made it into January, but to celebrate my birthday, we might as well have a bit of a special offer. Don't get particularly good birthdays when you get to our age, but so for every order placed through me worth $100 or more during January, I will pay the shipping on that, so you will get free shipping. Now, the only sort of hitch with that one is that you actually have to pop the order through me, like physically through me, and not through the online store. So you can either email it to me or you can text or call me, and I will pop the order through. Then we'll arrange payment for the bulk of the order from you, and then I will just cover the rest, which is the shipping cost. So that's my birthday offer to everyone. If you want to pop it through, great time. January is a great time to put orders in anyway. You can, with your $100 order, you'll get some SaleABration freebies as well. So it's going to be a great order, great saving really. You get the freebies from SaleABration and the free shipping from me. So happy birthday me, and you guys get the presents. Okay, so, and another thing that we should all be aware of at the moment is SaleABration for 2024 and the joining offer. So as with many occasions with the SaleABration, you've got two choices. You can choose the Glass Mat Studio as your freebie. It's worth $106, retails at $106, so you get that free on top of your starter kit. I think I worked it out the other day. If you choose the Glass Mat Studio, 106 on top of your 235, which makes over $340 worth of value for $169. And that also includes free shipping. So it is a huge savings there if you join during SaleABration. And if you're not keen on the glass plate or you've got one already, then your second option is to choose an extra $51 in free product. So on top of your 235, that brings it to 286. 286 in product of your choice for 169. So whichever way you go, it costs you 169 and you get free shipping. And as I always show everyone, if you're watching videos and you just don't know where to start with your card making, please consider my Introduction to Card Making course. It's going to run right through till the end of April. You do it in your own time, in the comfort of your own home, and I supply all the for the price of $85.50 plus postage. You get the stamp set, the Swedish cherry stamp set, all the inks, embellishments, bling, paper, and designer series paper and ribbon. Or you do need a couple of basic tools at home, but we can discuss that when you sign up. But you get to make 10 cards, starting from some very simple designs, just getting you used to stamping, right through to a really cute fun fold, which I'm sure will totally addict you to card making and fun folds in general. So there you go. So that's my Introduction to Card Making course. If you've been away from card making for a while, or you are brand new and you just don't know where to start, because there's a lot you can buy. You can spend a lot of money and waste a lot of money. My course is probably a great way to get just what you need when you need it and build from there. Okay, so this is the SaleABration catalogue. This is valid. This celebration is valid from the 4th of January to the 29th of February. And so for every multiple of $90 that you spend during that time, you get to choose one of the freebies. And I thought over the next week or so, I would just concentrate on the SaleABration freebies and show you what things you can get for free. So we'll just work our way through as we go. I won't bother going through the catalogue. If you're one of my customers, hopefully you've received it by now. If you haven't, please reach out. A lady reached out the other day and I realised that I didn't actually have her on my list. So please, if you are a customer of mine over the last 6 months, 12 months, and you haven't received your catalogues yet, please reach out, because you should have, and that's a little bit concerning. But anyway, okay, so lots of great freebies this year, lots of colour, lots of just great stuff. The light and airy paper has been one of the favourites with customers so far, and me as well. And we've got some stamp sets, bling, everything. There's freebies there. You could go absolutely mad. So there's $90 freebies, and the more extensive $180 freebies as well. So the dies and things you get free with $180. So anyway, as I say, next week or so, we'll work through most of the SaleABration freebies and we'll have a look at what you can do with them. Today, we're looking at Cradled in Love, which is, as I say, a SaleABration freebie. And you get that free with a $90 spend. So here it is here, $90 Australia spend. You can choose the Cradled in Love stamp set. And I chose this one first because I haven't done a baby card in like so long. I don't know. I suppose we're at that age where our kids are too old for baby cards but too young for grandchildren. I don't know. Oh, well, my eldest is nearly 30, so I don't suppose he's too young for children. But anyway, they're busy, and they don't want children yet. So I haven't had a baby in my family for so long. So anyway, but, you can... I'm sure it will happen eventually. I'm looking forward to it. But anyway, it'll happen one day. But for people around me, this is a lovely card. And I thought I would try a baby card because, as I say, I haven't done one for such a long time. I'm just watching the comments. Please, as I say, jump on, say hi, tell me where you're watching from. Okay, so it is a cute little stamp set with a bassinet or crib. I don't know what you call it wherever you're watching from. I'd call that a sort of bassinet, I suppose. Has a little arm over the top and a little mobile. We've also got a cute little baby bottle and an elephant there as well. And it's a little rug. The bassinet actually sits on a rug. You'll see how that works in a minute. And a couple of little sentiments there as well. You can go baby girl, baby boy. sweet baby, you can do the whole combination thing there. So cute little stamp set. Yeah, it's a photopolymer one, so they're clear, so you can come in over the top and see how you're stamping. And this is the one I'm going to do. I haven't really gone girl or boy. I've gone sort of like, this is like a baby shower, I suppose, before you know the gender, or you've got parents that aren't particularly gender oriented, which I know a lot of them aren't these days. I've sort of thought this one would be sort of appropriate with the gender neutral colours anyway. So we're going to do that. So I'll pop that aside so I can watch it and make sure I do the same thing, and then we'll get started. So thanks everyone who's jumping on. I hope you had a great new year. Yeah, as I said earlier on, we've only just started doing some things with some friends who are visiting from Canada. So it's been after quite a quiet Christmas, New Year's, it's sort of taking off a little bit now. So this is I'm just going to take my watch off because it does actually clang against the glass plate. Yeah, pool party card base, normal size for me, 8 1/4 by 4 1/8. 8 1/4 by 5 1/2, I mean, sorry. That's half a sheet of, or just under half a sheet of A4 paper here in Australia, and a little piece of white. And this is where I'm going to be doing all our stamping and colouring. Okay, so we might as well get started. I'm going to stamp and colour the little images first, and then I'll cut them out with the dies and pop them on the card base. Okay, so it's a matter of finding a block that's big enough for this one. I have a feeling I used the big one, like the big one. This is my E block. I'll just use this one anyway. There we go. So what I'm going to do is basically stamp the image rather than stamping it in black and then getting the outline of black. I'm going to actually stamp it in the colour that it's going to be when I colour it. So the colour of the blends I'm going to use. So my little bassinet crib is going to be pecan pie mostly. So I'm going to stamp it in pecan pie. Just do it in the middle of this little bit of cardstock, and then I'll, as I say, bring in the dies once we're done. So there we are. You can see that it's such a cute little image. Look, to be honest, that in a sort of monochrome card, that would be so cute as well. So let's have a look. Is anyone else having trouble with their volume? Oh yeah, I do have my microphone right over the other side. Judy, tell me if that's okay, if that's better, love. I had my microphone too far away. There you go. All this talking I've done, and you probably haven't heard a word of it, which might be better. Okay, so we've got our pecan pie crib, and I'm going to bring in my crumb cake, and I'm going to do the little rug with crumb cake. So we'll grab that. We'll do that. So someone says their volume's fine, so Rose's is fine. Oh, Rose, you're just 2 suburbs away. You can probably hear me just put your head out the door. There we go. I suppose it depends what you're watching, what you're listening on, how high the volume will go. So there's my crumb cake. Now, with this little stamp, and I'll just point it out before I go any further, you see here, it's got the sort of furry outline for a rug. It's obviously a sheepskin rug or a furry rug of some sort. And there's a big gap there, and there's a big gap there. So the way I've been doing this one is basically positioning those 2 gaps in the 2 legs, so you actually don't have, what do I say, the legs seem to fit, and there's no sort of weird lines going through where there should be nothing, if that makes sense. Anyway, I'll show you what I mean, and then you'll know what I mean. So I'm going to pop that on there. Just make sure I'm roughly lining up my blank spaces with the legs. Hopefully that's okay. Yep, that's okay. So I'm a little bit off on one side, but that's all right. So I've popped the rug there. So that's in crumb cake, that one. What else? I'll do once I get my pecan pie back, I'll do the little swan neck. That's what I would have called it, that swan neck for the mobile. I think my mum had a swan neck, and she hung a sort of a netting over it. Probably wouldn't have done that with my boys. Both my boys were, how to say this delicately, they were quite, what's the word, prolific vomiters. That's a horrible thing. Somebody said to me the other day, you do share quite a lot on your videos, and I suppose I do. Yeah, they were quite, yeah. Anyway, milk didn't stay down very long sometimes, so having a little delicate mosquito net over the top would have been a horrible, horrible, horrible. It's too horrible to even think of. So if anyone else had children who couldn't keep their milk down, you probably know what I mean. Most of the time we actually had the floor covered with towels. It's so funny that comes to my mind. The lady who's visiting us from Canada is actually, we were in Mother's Group together in Melbourne when our first children were born. So we've been reminiscing and reminding each other of the weird things we did when we had our first children together. And they're both nearly 30 now, so yeah, time has flown. Okay, so we've got our little swan neck, and we will also do, I'll do the little mobile, which I've just popped that up. So I'll do that because I want that lighter. I don't want it as dark. I'm going to do that in crumb cake. We'll be colouring the little star and moon and fish a different colour, but I'll do the mobile itself in crumb cake. I'm just positioning that just off the end of the little swan. Your first one was a vomiter. Who was that? Rose. Yeah, no, they have a talent. He could sort of he'd be asking me for something to eat, and then he'd have a go, and then he'd just finish the sentence. It was like he never stopped. Yeah, you get used to it after a while, unfortunately. Okay, so I think that's the stamping I'm going to do for our particular, yep, it is. So let's do some colouring. I'm going to use my blends. I'm going to use light and dark pecan pie, as I mentioned, for the bassinet. So a bit of a spudge there, but that's okay. So I'm just pretending that, you know, where I think the shadows would be. And first time I did this one, I actually got, because there's just slats. You can see there's just lines where the slats are, and I sort of started colouring the wrong ones. So you have to make sure you get the right lines to be the slats. It's obvious over at this end where the blanket shows through, but yeah, no, it was a bit fun. So I think the shadow would be just up under the rim there. There would be sort of shadows, and also at the bottom here. Make sure I did the right ones. And then I'm making these a little bit darker so they'd be in shadow. Basically just the bottom here. Just had a croak in my throat. We took the kit. Anyone who lives in Hobart, if you're watching or if you've visited Hobart, it seems to be the touristy thing. You take everyone to Salamanca Market, which is a Saturday market. It's a craft market. Lots of homemade crafts, clothes, leather, pottery, all those sorts of things, food, lots of good coffee. So we took them to Salamanca, and I suppose because it's only just past New Year's, it was busier than I've ever seen it in my whole life. And I've lived here most of my life, although we don't go to the market very often for that very reason. But oh my goodness, wall to wall. So our poor visitors just basically saw lots of people, I think. We bought a few things. They took some souvenirs, taking some souvenirs home with them, which is nice. Today we're going for a drive down the Tasman Peninsula, have some lunch on the way down there. The daughter is with them, and she's keen to see Neil the seal. So I don't know if anybody overseas has been watching the news. We have a infamous elephant seal, I think he is, that comes aground or comes ashore in a little town down towards Tasman Peninsula. He's like the size of a small car, and he comes and he's been coming since he was a lot smaller, but now he's quite large, and he comes and he tries to get into people's houses and lays out on the road and stuff like that. So I don't know. Apparently, they're not publicising him. They don't want tourists and rubberneckers coming and scaring him, so they don't publicise where he is. But they did say he was in this little town. So we'll just go for a drive-through. We won't annoy Neil. We'll just see. We won't get too close. But she's very keen to see where Neil the seal makes his fame. So we'll head down there. I'm just doing the dark pecan pie. I think that's all I need. Now let's do the light. Kylie, you're saying you've been to Salamanca, yeah? It was yesterday, as it was crazy. Although the good thing was we were there about 10 o'clock. I actually live on the other side of the river. Anyone who knows Hobart at all, I live on the other side of the river. So we took the ferry. There's a ferry that goes across the river, knowing that the parking would be atrocious. We took the ferry over and arrived about 11:15. And I needed my coffee. And thankfully the lines weren't too bad for coffee. So the lines weren't too bad for anything. They've got their act together down there. You don't wait very long. So it was good. And wandered around town a bit, around the city of Hobart, which apparently is very similar to where they live or in the area that they live. I think they're in Toronto. Tell us where they are now. They've moved around in Canada a bit. Okay, so this is my light pecan pie. I'm just doing the shading. Watching other people colour, I think, is about as exciting as watching paint dry, but there wasn't any way I didn't really want to do this because this is the most bit of the card. So if I'd done that, it wouldn't have been nothing for you to watch. Anyway, so there's our little bassinet. Oh, and I'll pop, if I can remember which ones would be, I don't suppose it really matters. I'll pop some just fainter colour. I don't want it too blocky. I'm just popping the colour in the background there. There we go. Okay, so we'll now do our little rug. As I said, I'm going to do this as a general sort of, just gender, not gender specific rug. I'm going to do the rug. This is a little rug just hanging. I'll bring it a bit closer so you can see. Little rug hanging over the edge of the bassinet there. And I'm going to do that. This is lemon lolly. Oh, gosh, nearly dropped it. Light lemon lolly. So just a light lemon colour. I'll do main rug that way. And then it's got a stripe on it, so I'll do the stripe in Pool Party, which is a sort of mint green. Now bring in the lemon Pool Party, and that's the colour that we've made the card base, so that should tie in nicely. I think that's right. Yeah, Pool Party. Okay, it's coming together. Okay, so our little rug, I'm going to do that a combo of light and dark crumb cake. It's just going to be a standard sort of little brown sort of tan flavoured rug. I'm going to try and do something so that it looks like the shadows of the rug are showing on the shadows of the bassinet sort of show a wee bit. I'm just going to use my dark crumb cake. Pop some shadows sort of around, obviously along the bottom of the legs, and then sort of in the centre there. And then we'll bring in the light and shade that in. I don't want any sharp lines between the light and dark at all. I do have to thank one of my ladies, Rita, who watches me on YouTube only. I don't think you're on, if you're watching today, Rita, I don't think you're on Facebook, are you? Anyway, she watches me on YouTube only, and she lives in a neighbouring suburb, so we chat quite a bit. And she's a customer, and she hadn't seen me on YouTube since before Christmas, when I was complaining about being sore and sorry after my COVID shot. So she rang. It was so nice, rang to see that I was okay and that Mum was okay, and that I hadn't dropped off the planet, which I hadn't. I just got busy. So yeah, thank you for that. It made my day to think that you make such lovely friends through card making and Stampin' Up. So it really made me happy. Okay, cushion. I was going to do the little cushion just in a light crumb cake. No, that's my dark crumb cake. In a light crumb cake. Little mattress, I mean. I know people probably have white mattresses maybe in their baby cribs. Not that I did. That would have been a big boo-boo. I think I had a coloured one. There we are, just that there. A little star and moon. I'm going to make them Daffodil Delight. There we go. And our little fishy, looks like a whale actually. I'm going to bring also, it's like a blue-green, but I'm going to use Lost Lagoon because it's slightly darker. The same tone. When I'm colouring, I don't like to add too many colours. That's just me. I think I struggle getting the right one, so it's best if I pick a few and stick to those. I find you need to know your weaknesses, don't you? And that is one of mine. Okay, so I think that's most of the colouring of the bassinet and the mobile. What I'm going to do is, because I don't like blank spaces, I'm eventually going to colour the background with my light pool party, just to give it a little bit of a coloured background. You could do it with a sponge if you were careful, but I'm going to do that eventually. But first of all, I'm going to grab my perennial postage dies, which are out of the new catalogue. Not sure that I've shown you these yet. Maybe we had one video. Awesome, awesome, awesome dies, even if you just buy them without the bundle that they come with. They're postage stamp sort of design, so they have that perforation that the postage stamps have. You go right from a full card base one right down to tiny weeny ones, and then you've got like a little postage watermark as well, and some square ones. So yeah, really good, handy little borders and boundaries and backings and things like that. Really, really handy. I'm using the second from largest one. I'm going to cut like that. So let's grab the emboss machine. Now I think I've got a, oh, forgive that noise. That was probably, you wish your volume wasn't working when it says like that. Got a couple of team members, or new team members. I think it will probably join up tomorrow when I've got rid of my neighbours and my visitors, and I can help them. So yeah, please, if you're thinking of joining Stamping Up and joining my team, the Chatty Stampers, with the SaleABration special order, please, and you have trouble with technology, which many of us do, please let me know, and I am happy to help with that process. Can't obviously use my credit card, but if you've got your own credit card, I'm happy to sit with you on the phone while you pop those details in and sign up. And you don't have to do videos. People say to me, you know, if I become a demonstrator, do I actually have to demonstrate? It's probably a scary name to call it. You don't have to demonstrate. You can buy purely for yourself or for family and friends. You don't have to eat. You don't have to do classes or anything like that. You just can buy for yourself, and you know, stay active as long as you wish to, and as long as you can afford to. There are minimums, of course, as there are with many of these things. But as I say, if you don't meet minimums any particular quarter, you drop back to customer and there is no tea, as so to speak. So yeah, if you just wanted, if you're just a hobby demo, you can basically, you could stay that way. If you did want to come on and learn and do videos and have classes, that's what I'm here for, to help you with that process. Now, bundle of joy is the sentiment I'm going to use. And I'm just going to pop it. It's one of those ones that just begs to be sort of sideways. So I'm going to pop that on there, just in that little gap. Don't like a gap, as you know, so we'll pop that one there. And that looks like it's going to be, is it a bit laggy? I did actually swap. I've swapped away from this because I wanted to show you the little graphics at the beginning. I couldn't use my normal streaming software. I had to go back to an older streaming software. So just because I wanted to show you that, but we can always swap back to the stuff that's not laggy next time. And if it is laggy, just apologies, to stay with me. It might be my iPad that's laggy anyway. Okay, so I've got my, as I mentioned, my light pool party, and I'm just going to give a quick colour to the background. And when I say quick, I mean mega quick. I'm just not even going to be too fussy about being like complete in the colour, not sort of like doesn't have to be totally perfect. And the reason I say that is because I'm going to then come in with my colour lifter, and I'm going to soften the edges of this so that it just fades out to nothing. But I think it takes, I prefer it, it takes the starkness off the background. So it looks like our little, otherwise it looks like our little bassinet sitting in a, I don't know, in space, in a vacuum. Just a little bit in those gaps. Okay, keep up here. I'm going to go all the way, colour in the behind the bundles of joy. And our mobile. I'm not going to go all the way to the edge of the die cut, as I say, because I'm going to soften the edges with my colour lifter. I'll take it up to there. Okay, so that's a bit of colour there. And as I say, I'm going to now bring in my colour lifter and just sort of blend like it was a colour, blend around the edges, and that will sort of fade out those edges to nothing. It takes a little while to do it, I find, with the colour lifter. Just takes a little while to blend in and soften the edges, but it does get there. And look, to be honest, you'd have to be a card maker to notice it probably. Don't go too crazy because we don't want to actually soften the colours of our bassinet or our mobile or our sentiment, but just around the edges. There we go. Okay, there we go. So that's our little image there. Now on the original, I've popped the little elephant and the little bottle there, so I'll pop those on as well. I might just do the elephant. I didn't really like the bottle. I mean, I liked it, but I didn't like it on this. So I will just do the little elephant wherever I can find a. There we go, that'll do. Just need a little offcut of cardstock big enough for him. Is that little scrap there big enough? Oh, let's use that. See how we go. I'm going to colour him in Smoky Slate, so I'll stamp him in Smoky Slate. I'm going for time. So just make sure I can get him on that whole piece there. There we are. He's so tiny, I'm not going to bother too much about sort of being sexy with the colouring. I'm just going to colour him straight in Smoky Slate. He's gone a bit feathery. You can put a lot of effort into him if you really want to, but as I say, he's tiny. By the time you put some shading in there, you'd be finished. Yeah, no dyes, unfortunately, so I'm going to have to fussy cut him. Won't take me 2 seconds. He's pretty smooth. Now keep an eye out for notifications if you get them, or turn notifications off on if you don't. As I say, I'll try and make up for my absence by going live a few times in the coming week, if I can fit it in. Got a doctor's appointment and neglected mother this weekend, so I need to catch up with both of those things. But I will try and go through a few of the SaleABration items with you during the week, including that gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous Flight and Airy designer series paper, which I think is going to be the popular item this year from what people are saying. I don't know if anyone's actually got it or seen it or whatever. So yeah, it's I've already had a couple of ladies buy it as part of their orders this time round. Okay, I'm going to pop him up on a dimensional. It's just big enough for a large dimensional, which is good. There we go. Put that on there. So I'm going to have him on the floor. Obviously, this young child is a bit of a tosses things out of the bed, just a bit like mine. And the little elephants ended up on the floor, down on the bottom. The bottle I popped on the floor as well on the previous one, if you'd like to do that. A little bottle there, but I won't pop it on this one. I quite like just the little elephant. So there we are. So our card base, that seems like a long time to do that. Our card base, as I mentioned, is also Pool Party. What I'm going to do is just to take a bit of the plainness off the card base. Oh, sorry about that. I'm going to pop the sweet and the baby onto a block. So they're two separate ones. You can pop them together or separately, upside down, Miss Jane. So sweet and baby, if I pop them on there together, sort of in line with each other, if I can. Yep, that's it. I'm going to grab my Pool Party ink, and I'm just going to go around the edge. Just going to go around the edge, a bit of tone on tone stamping, just to give this, take a little bit of the plainness off the card base. I was doing something for a presentation recently, and someone said you've got to do a really simple card, and oh my goodness, I struggled. You yeah, after you've done it for a while, you sort of think, okay, no bling, no ribbon, no fussy cutting, no fun fold, no embossing, just ink and paper and adhesive. And it's like, oh my goodness, you have to get back to basics. Okay, so I've just got that sweet baby all the way around. Obviously no need to go inside there because our little card front is going to come in there. And I'm going to put it into some dimensionals as well. Just be careful there, I've got some Pool Party ink on my fingers. Pop some dimensionals on there. As I say, I haven't done a baby card forever. I think the last time I did a baby card, it was for someone who ordered it. So it wasn't even actually a family baby. So it was an order for someone. So I haven't had a baby in the extended family for a while, so I did struggle a bit with this one. I thought, oh well, get it out of the way early and then we can move on. But it is cute, and I will probably keep it, I think. You never know, I might get a grandchild at some stage. The kids are listening. I think I'm ready. Pop that on there. Okay. And bling. So the bling is actually another SaleABration freebie. We don't often get a bling in SaleABration, so this is a nice one. They are the opaque faceted gems, so they're nice and shiny, but they are opaque, which means you can't see through them. So they're just this sort of matte colour, and they are with a $90 order. I'm just finding them here. They're a bit tricky to find because they snug them away. Yeah, there they are there. So there they are, the opaque gems. They're free with a $90 order, and the colours are Calypso Coral, Pecan Pie, and thankfully Pool Party. So Calypso Coral, Pecan Pie, and Pool Party, and they have a 5mm and a 4mm. So yeah, so a big one and a little one. So we'll use the Pool Party ones because that's our main colour for this card, seemingly. And we'll pop them on. Just 3. Okay, so there is our baby card. First baby card in a long, long time. There we go. So as we mentioned, this is the Cradled in Love stamp set, which is a SaleABration freebie for 2024. Free with a $90 order if you like to choose this one. So yeah, nice one just to have in the stash, ready to bring out. I've seen a couple of ladies do them in pink and blue, the sort of the gender specific colours. I've kept mine a little bit neutral there, maybe for a baby shower or something if it's before the baby's gender is known. You can pop that in there. And anyway, so that is my card for you today. I'm going to pop off now and go and have a shower and get ready to go out with our friends. There you are. So hopefully you like that one. Again, we've used the perennial postage dies there to give it that nice postage stamp cut out there, and our various blends and things like that as well. So yeah, hope you like that one. Grab that stamp set if you like it. As I say, I'll hopefully see you at least a few times next week, and we'll go through some more of the SaleABration freebies, so you know what to choose when you pop your order in. Remember, January is my birthday month, and you will get free shipping if you pop the order in through me. Don't pop onto the website and put your order in and then get to the end and wonder why you've been charged postage, because this is a discount from me and not from Stamping Up. So I'll have to pay the postage for you. So please, just yell out, contact me via Facebook Messenger, text, email, and we can arrange for me to put that order in for you and pay the shipping. Anyway, chat to you all later. Have a great Sunday. Have a great week. And I will see you all very soon. Okay, bye.